So could you start by introducing yourself?
Okay, my name is Mark Sullivan, PhD, doctor. I'm an adjunct instructor at Towson University, and I teach a mass media and society class.
Okay, today our topic is about racism, and obviously there are a lot of very quiet, subtle racist issues in the media, so could you just introduce that for a moment?
I'm not sure they're all that quiet anymore. I mean, there are a lot of stereotypes out there, and we seem to be, as an audience, drawn most to the most stereotypical depictions in gangster rap, in movies, in TV shows. We again and again see the pimps, the drug dealers, and so on and so forth, all of the stereotypical African American depictions. And we tend to lose the other side, even though there are tons of professional African Americans on TV. We see tons of cops, doctors, and lawyers. Somehow we don't think of them as black. They are also black, and so they don't really override or outweigh the stereotypes that we see, and we still see the stereotypes and say, yeah, that's it. We still see the criminal and say, yes, that's the normal depiction, and it adds to all the times we've seen it before. And we ignore the professional ones and say they are individuals, and somehow it never undercuts the stereotypical depictions we see.
I hear a lot of particular criticism on a lot of Tyler Perry's movies and shows. What do you think about that?
I actually assigned one of his movies in my class, Why Did I Get Married? And I find it, first thing I find fascinating about Tyler Perry is how long he has been a huge star in black culture. Going back at least a decade, he has been well known in African American culture, first for his plays, and then the videos he recorded and distributed of his plays, mostly at his plays. And he went from being homeless to living quite well. And then it was only in the last couple of years the mainstream audience, meaning whites in society, became aware of who Tyler Perry is when he started having major Hollywood remakes of his movies, like Why Did I Get Married and the various movies about Medea. And he's weird because he's got two different sides. I mean, on the one hand, movies like Why Did I Get Married do present very professional African American couples who are having the exact same problems that any white couple would be having in a similar sort of movie. On the other hand, he's got these sitcoms that trade in the most stereotypical depictions of African Americans you're going to see, and he's got some of his movies, the ones with Medea in them, where he does the drag, loud-spoken black woman who carries a gun, and so on and so forth. So he's got both sides playing at once, and it's kind of odd that he's doing that. On the one hand, the uplifting, on the other hand, the stereotypical, and so he's sending out very mixed messages. I actually had an interesting paper this semester on one of his papers written by an African American woman who was thoroughly offended by that movie and his entire catalog because she thought it was so cliche. Of course, worrying about cliche in American popular culture is, I mean, that's what makes the money. But Tyler Perry seems to be trying to have it both ways. And, he's become very successful doing it, so clearly an audience is responding to that.